Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. We got a big comparison to make today. 4 pairs. They are the most recent releases from Wave. All of them are currently available on their official site. I'll leave a link in the description box to each if you want to check it out. The AlsBeatz 12 just had a restock. So if you missed out on the pink colorway previously, I'm pretty sure they just loaded a full-size run. The 4 shoes that we'll be comparing today are the AlsBeatz 12, Fission 9, 808 Ultra V2, and Shadow 5. Anyways, the reason we're doing this is that all of these are great performers. A lot of questions about which one is better. I always try to give a decisive answer, but there are a lot of factors that contribute to your decision, like your playing style, foot shape, body type, or just personal preference. So I will come to a final decision with a ranking to let you know which one is the best here. But before that, I'm gonna do this by picking the best shoe from each category. If you want the best traction, best cushion, or most comfortable shoe, which one that would be. Then we'll do like a quick summary of each of these. Hopefully this helps a little bit. If it does, don't forget to drop a like, and let's get started. Of course, we can't ignore the price factor. So just listing them out from the highest, the 808 Ultra, both versions are 160 US dollars. AlsBeatz 12 is 150 bucks. Fission 9 and Shadow 5 are both 120 bucks. So the Fission and Shadow lines are both pretty affordable. Starting off with the cushioning setup, in terms of responsiveness and how they feel on feet, the best cushion here goes to the AlsBeatz 12. Full length boom is also one of the best setups you can get on the market. The foam absorbs impact very well, smooth landings, and you do get a nice springing effect on your takeoffs. A nice amount of compression back there on the heel too. I know you might be thinking, doesn't the 808 Ultra also have full length boom? Yes, but putting it in the form of a drop-in midsole, impact protection felt a tiny bit worse from my experience. So the plastic foam carrier on the AlsBeatz 12 that acts as caging, but not too hard, plus the extensive outrigger part, that to me is the ideal setup here. The Fission 9 in comparison has 3/4 of its length covered in boom, and the rest is Light Foam Plus. Improved, but for cushion alone, 75% boom is not as good as 100% boom. As simple as that. The best traction is pretty much a tie, but if I have to pick one, since we're doing a comparison, I think I'll go with the 808 Ultra V2. While the tie is between the V2 and the Fission 9. Might be a little surprising. The AlsBeatz 12 does have great traction too, but it needed a little bit of break-in time on dust. Whereas the Fission 9 and 808 Ultra are just absolutely fantastic, even on my usual dusty court. In this case, the amount of squeak on court just happens to represent their traction performance perfectly. The 808 Ultra also is extremely loud and squeaky. Same goes with the Fission 9. I picked the Ultra V2 eventually because it didn't pick up as much dust as the Fission 9 did. So like the Fission 9 is the same level, but I would need to wipe off the dust. Whereas the 808 Ultra just didn't get bothered by anything. Core condition, dust pickup, none of these really even matter. And it simply had an amazing and consistent grip. Their solid rubber also is always the safe choice, but either one of these 2 colorways of the V2, you are good to go for sure. Shadow 5, by the way, traction was almost below average in the beginning. It does get better over time, but it won't be able to compare against the other 3 in this aspect. Best comfort. This is different from the best cushion, by the way, because instead of responsiveness, we're simply looking for the most comfortable shoe here. And that to me is the Fission 9. So pure comfort-wise, the Fission 9 is a huge step up from the Fission 8. While the 8 is nice and comfy too, but the materials are not as soft. Fit is not as forgiving, and transition going from front to back is also not as smooth. In other words, out of these 4, my feet had the most cozy feeling in the Fission 9. As simple as that. If you're also a slow player like I am, this could be important, but I know for some players specifically, they would avoid getting a shoe that's too comfortable on feet. Sounds weird, but it's true. Anyways, best step-in comfort, these guys. Next, let's talk about the fit. With almost every Wave shoe, I always thought that when in doubt, go half size up. and that is half size up from your true size or normal size in most Nike sneakers, let's say. The only exception here is the Fission 9. It's quite roomy inside, going half size up. Not to a point where it felt loose on feet, but I think you can go true to size if you prefer a snug fit. AlsCity 12 half size up is a must because it became much tighter than the AlsCity 11. 808-3 Ultra V2 has a slightly wider toe box than the previous version, but also half size up is safer. Shadow 5, you probably need that half size up too. It's not so much of a spacious fit. So the most wide foot friendly shoe here is the Fission 9. Best materials. Here's a little tricky because you might ask, well, what do you mean by best material? Is it the most breathable? Is it the highest quality or the most premium by touch? Or is it just the most conforming type of upper? These four models all have some changes here and there with the materials. The AlsCity 12 upper became more sturdy and durable. I know some people had their AlsCity 11 upper breaking apart over time, but comfort and durability, they fixed it. The Fission 9 upper became a lot softer if you found the Fission 8 to be too clunky. The Shadow 5 is the other way around. It became harder than the Shadow 4, and that could be useful when it comes to the stability. Lastly, the 808-3 Ultra V2 also had an improvement. So this time there's no pinching and weird plasticky folding that causes some discomfort. Not a huge difference, but noticeable from my experience. So let's put it this way. In this aspect, the most improved upper material goes to the AlsCity 12. Yeah, I'll give them credit for addressing the previous issue. Best stability and support, I have the Shadow 5. Now, I didn't pick the high top. I almost should, but the V2 color is more on the stretchy side, not the strong and secure side. The Shadow 5 is kind of a tank in that the upper is not so flexible, but rather very sturdy and secure, as in like my feet felt well guarded inside. No containment issues on lateral movements. No problems with the upper on hard twists and turns on the court. It just comes at the expense of the shoe feeling a little bit stiff in the beginning. It will require some break-in time. So yeah, for the most stable shoe, go for the Shadow 5. I just don't know if a lot of people will consider that a priority. By weight, the lightest shoe here is actually the AlsCity 12. The AlsCity 12 is like, it lost quite some weight, but the double chin is still there with the man boobs. That's a good thing on a shoe, not so great on me. Fission 9 is right about average weight, and the other two are slightly on the heavier side. What else? For outdoor use, all of these four really should have durable outsoles. I'll try to test them outside like last year, but we'll see. I think those are the main categories to consider when it comes to evaluating a pair of performance hoop shoes. Oh, I think the best looking one is the Shadow 5, but my opinion here means nothing, obviously, because it's all subjective based on what kind of style you're looking for. Now let's do a quick rundown of each of these guys. The Shadow 5 is better suited for players who are prone to ankle injuries, because in that case, you don't want an upper that is too soft or not supportive enough. Traction takes at least a few long sets to get better. In general, probably best out for forwards, I guess. The AlsCity 12 is best for guards, in my opinion. But, a big but here, players who are on the heavier side, you're good to go in the AlsCities too. They do hold up well. I can say that because I know at least two close friends who both wear the AlsCities on a regular basis, 11 and 12. You guys are pretty fat too. Well, I can also attest to that myself, but hey, I did lose some weight recently. Anyways, sorry. Fission 9 excels with its comfort. If the AlsCities highlights were cushion and core feel, the Fission 9 is all about comfort and fit and traction. A pretty versatile shoe, good for multiple positions. The Ultra V2, obviously if you like high tops, if you like stretchy sock collars and you want a nice drop-in midsole setup, I would take the V2 over the V1. All right, time now to come to a conclusion. If I was to put like everything together, the best shoe overall here out of these four is the AlsCity 12. Just when you think the AlsCity line couldn't get even better, it really did. Better materials, good traction, excellent cushion and core feel, while even adding some speed by reducing the weight. I see it as a great shoe for guards, but it also holds up very well for heavier players. Even outside of weight, this is pretty much the best shoe out of all brands released within the past 2 months. If you prioritize comfort, go with the Fission 9. The 808-3 Ultra V2 is better than the first version, and if you want something that is more firm and rigid to make sure you get a secure lockdown, that would be the Shadow 5. If I absolutely have to rank these 4 from best to worst, I'd go in the order of Outsole 12, Fission 9, 808-3 Ultra V2, and followed by the Shadow 5. So that's it for this comparison between these 4 newest hoop shoes from Wave. If you want to see more comparisons like this, any other requests or suggestions, please feel free to leave it down below. As always, I'm very curious to see which one you like the most out of these 4. So write down your pick in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.